In this video, we're going to go over my husband and I's November monthly budget. That includes us going over the dates with our calendar, going over our goals, and going over our money and our finances. Now, this monthly budget is going to be a little different because I'm currently going to work every day and not getting paid. So we're going to do two budgets. We're going to do one budget where we normally get our money, right? He gets paid, I get paid, and we do all those numbers. Then we're going to do another monthly budget where it's just my husband getting paid and we need to make sure we can cover everything off of his paycheck, his monthly paycheck. I know it's a lot, but when different things happen, you got to do different things. I don't know. It is what it is. Now, speaking of how to budget monthly when you may or may not be getting a check, I do have a blog post that I post every week. Every Sunday, there's a new blog. And this one is called How to Make a Monthly Budget When You Lost Your Job or You Become Furloughed. So check that out. That's literally what I'm going to be doing in this video. Everything is step by step. Another thing is, it is the last quarter of 2025. And so I am partaking. I hope you are partaking in the last quarter challenge. Now, it's the last quarter challenge, but it's a lot of challenges in one, right? And so basically this is us preparing for 2026 for the last 3 months of the year. And now we're in the last 2 months because November and December, the year is almost over, darling. So we're just creating habits and building up financial stamina, if you will, so we can be better prepared for 2026. We always say, oh, it's a new year. I got goals, I got things I'm doing, but we don't have anything to back us up. That's what this is. Now, every month we have a different topic, right? So October was reset and foundation. And the theme was awareness and preparation, right? Because it's the first month in the quarter. Now, November, this month, it's going to be build and strengthen. So this is about consistency and growth. Now, let's get to November's first challenge. Okay, so the whole month of November challenge is on this one sheet. Okay, so the week one is to do a no buy week or no impulse spending week. This is gonna be hard for me because I love a coffee from PJ's or I love a Dunkin' Donuts. They have a toast white chocolate latte. Yummy. It's seasonal and yeah, but it's okay because I'm gonna do it. So that's what week one is. Now the option is you can do this for 1 week or you can try to do it for the whole month. Yeah. So you're like, because why does it say week one and there's 30 days? Options, okay? If you want to challenge yourself, I don't know if I'm gonna challenge myself to no spend, but I may or may not just track every day that I actually do not spend any money because that's a big thing for me. Number two, week two would add a micro challenge. For example, save $5 a day or $20 a week. And it doesn't have to be saved, right? You can put towards debt $5 a day or $20 a week. You can also invest every day or every week. You can also, and I put week because again, if you wanted to do the whole month, that's why. And then week three, start a weekly financial review ritual. My husband and I kind of have this, but sometimes we fall off. I really got to do better. He and I both have to do better because tracking money is really important. And then week four, practice gratitude and or mindful spending. This is going to be big for me because granted it's week four, but maybe I'll do it the whole month just because right now going to work every day and not getting paid is so stressful. Okay, it is. It's a little depressing, but we are okay. And here we are. So that's where we are for the week one for the last quarter challenge. I hope you guys participate with me. Put in the comments if you are, what you all have done. But if you don't know, my name is Mo and I'm working on my financial freedom journey with my husband. We're budgeting our money. We usually do a zero-based budget. Most times we go over sinking funds, go over student loan debt, go over credit card debt. We even count cash and count change occasionally. So if you're interested in anything like that and you haven't already joined the community, go ahead and join this community by clicking that subscribe button and stay tuned so you can watch us go over our November monthly budget. Now, if you're new here and you do not know, this right here in front of you, this binder you see, this is my budget planner. I love to say it just because I want you to know it doesn't matter what you have or how much money you have, you need to budget your money, whether it's a pen and paper, a binder and sheets of paper, printables from paperbybmo.com. I don't know, shameless plug. Whatever it is, make sure you budget your money, see what comes in and see what's going out. It's important, darling. It's important. Okay. So this is the budget planner. We open it up. 2025 bingo. I really have to tap on this, a little love on this a little bit and see what we actually have done. Cause this was supposed to be the first quarter and look, we're in the last quarter, y'all, and I haven't revisited. Okay. So we're going to go down to November. We have our calendar. So the quote for the month of November is the price of anything is the amount of life you exchange for it. I love that. I love it. I love it. I love it a lot. These sheets I do get from paperbybmo.com. If you are interested, the links should be below. But I love this. The price of anything is the amount of life you exchange for it. I feel like that relates in every aspect of life. That relates in money, what you buy, the time you spend. Y'all, I was going to go get me a coffee. Look at me. Look at me drinking coffee from home. Huh? Okay. Come on. Trying to do some no spending out here. Another thing is like working out. Take an hour a day. And I'm just like, dang, do I really want to go work out? But the price of anything is the amount of life you exchange for it. I'm exchanging an hour to go work on this body. I'm exchanging an hour to go budget my money, all the things. So if you also do not know, or maybe you do know, I write pretty hard. So I like to take everything out of the budget planner before I get into it. There we are. I write hard and I write to the side. Can I control it? Probably. Do I wanna? Okay. So I like to go over the calendar because we want to see what dates we're getting paid, what days fall on what. I know it's hard to see because of the sun, but I promise you guys, even if I pull up the shades, the windows have those like white lines. It's a lot. So work with me, guys. I apologize. Now we're going to go over the dates. Like I said, we want to know what days we get paid. There's a holiday, okay? Thanksgiving. Now, depending on if I'm getting paid or not, I mean, I'm going to be honest. It's not even dependent if I'm getting paid. I've already told family and so did my husband, we're not going anywhere for Thanksgiving. We're staying our butts at home. We're going to have Thanksgiving at home, okay? So I want to give myself some paper for this side so we can get into it. Okay, so the 1st of November was on a Saturday. I am doing this video a little late. Gotta be honest, but you know what? Late is better than never. I say it all the time. So 1st is on a Saturday and the last day of November is the 30th and that's on a Sunday. So let's get into that. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. Okay, I know you're thinking like, dang girl, you gotta focus to count. I do. 4, 25, 26. I've messed up a lot. 27, 28, 29, and then the 30th will be on the Sunday. Okay, so let's talk pens. All my pens and everything that's not on paperbybmo.com is going to be on my Amazon storefront. I am writing in liquid magnets. I write so hard, or at least I grip the pen so hard it's kind of fading. I got these from my job, but I did put them on my Amazon storefront. The reason why I like to tell you guys I got it from my job is because it's kind of a lot of money. So what I traditionally write in is with Pilot pen. So we're gonna do green. Let's do red. My blues are kind of out, but this blue isn't. Blue, and I swear I saw a purple. This purple. Hopefully this is good on ink, because when I like a pen, I use it to death. But I am overdue to buy some pens, not just for Paper by Mo, but also for you'll see it in my goals. I got some things coming up that I'm trying to do. Okay, so my husband and I both get paid bi-weekly, okay? Now, I get paid on a Thursday, usually. My husband gets paid on Friday, so what we'll do is we'll just round it up and both say Friday. So, first paycheck comes on November 7th. So, we're going to say payday, okay? And then, again, it's bi-weekly. So, the second paycheck is going to be on the 21st, and that is payday. Okay. Now, when is Thanksgiving? It is on the 27th because it's going to be on a Thursday, the last Thursday. Yep. So we're going to put Thanksgiving. Boom. That's all I got for you. When it comes to Thanksgiving, I don't have anything else cute to write. I do know I'm going to do a Friendsgiving in the DMV area. So that's going to be, let's see, let's do that in black. We could do it in purple. It's going to be on the 14th, Friendsgiving. Now, this is important because money, right? You don't come empty handed. It's going to be a potluck. Everybody's going to be bringing stuff. So, I don't know. Let's just do like a star. I don't know what that was, but it was kind of sort of cute. So these are the dates. I'm trying to think what else is in November. Paydays, which are the most important. Thanksgiving, Friendsgiving. That's about it for me. Okay, now that we have those out the way, look at those. You're like, what is happening? So we have 2 monthly budgets. Like I said before, because I'm currently going to work every day and not getting paid, what we're going to do is we're going to budget out the numbers for the monthly budget twice. One with my income and my husband's, which is what we normally get. And then the other is going to be just with my husband's income, just to see, we got to make sure we can live and pay everything. And if not, then we take from our savings. We do have an emergency fund. We do have savings. But this is so toxic. I don't know. We just don't like taking from our savings. But if we have to, we will, because we're blessed enough to have the savings. We created the savings, the emergency funds. My husband has $10,000 emergency fund. I have a $10,000 emergency fund. So we have $20,000 saved in case of an emergency. I guess this is an emergency, guys. But we just want to see what we can and can't afford off that one check. But before we get into that, let's get into our monthly goals. Now, October was a doozy. I'm not gonna lie. We just wanted to live, okay? Goals were not plentiful at all. But when I sat down with my husband, we got some things going on. So I think I have a lot more goals than my husband. So we're just gonna start off with me, and then we're gonna get into my husband's goals. So we'll just separate like Mo and O. Okay, so we're gonna say Mo. Now, first things first, I want to start my actual study schedule for my new certification. Let's put that, start study schedule. Did I spell that right? Schedule for new cert. Now, this is why I'm going to get more pens. I need more pens, more highlighters. I'm just a colorful person when it comes to studying. 1. 2, this was 1. This was 2. 2, being in situations like this, I'm always like, how can I amplify my resume? How can I amplify myself? Apply for jobs? Like things like this that's going on right now. It just makes you try to figure other things out. Have other options. Me personally. So before this even happened, with the government shutdown, I already was like, I need to get me another certification, and just make sure that I'm marketable, especially in this job market. It's just a lot going on. So that was my main goal anyway, before all of this happened. But this just pushes me a little more. So start study schedule for new certification. And I did write out and make a study plan. It's not rigorous because this certification is going to take me a little longer. It's a lot more information in it. Some of it I do or do not know, actual on the job. So I'm going to take time, and that study schedule is already out. But for me, I said out, like I got published it or somewhere. No, I already created it, but at least an hour a day, and some days 2 hours. So that's going to take a lot, especially with my full-time job, trying to work out, spend time with my husband. What else? And paper by Mo, duh. Okay, so that was the first goal. My second goal, now, listen, I don't think this is a crazy goal. Y'all tell me. I want to get paid, okay? So we're just going to speak this up into existence, because run me my money. Going to work every day and not getting paid is absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. Moving on. What is my third goal? Okay, get back on my fitness. I want to see, back in gym. That's what I'll say. Back in gym at least 3 times a week. Now, yes, you want your body to look good. You want it, everything to be snatched, cute. Yes. However, the gym is not just for me and to be snatched and cute. It's like a mental health facility for me a little bit, working off anger, frustration, depression, whatever it is. Like I said, going to work every day and not getting paid, it does play with your mind, especially when bills arise. Okay. We do have money saved, so we are blessed and fortunate. And thank God for our financial freedom journey, which has allotted us the time, the skills, and expertise to put our money to the side and save for things like this. But it's still depressing, y'all, because I go to work every day and not everybody's in my same boat. Some people are getting paid and they're going to work, and then some people are not. So, and people, make comments, whatever. Go to the gym. I'm trying to go to the gym. I'm trying to get my mental back together, and my body back together all in one. And when it's cold outside, it's the best time to make a summer body. I don't know. That's just how I feel. That is just how I feel. Now, the last goal for me, so I'm just going to put it down here. When it comes to Paper by Mo, I was previously at the top of the year creating a, a financial planning option on my website. And I kind of dropped it a little bit. I got busy with work, and I'm still busy with work, but I want to pick that back up, and I still want to provide that as a service. So that's something that I really want to get the ball rolling on in the month of November. So I'm going to say Paper by Mo financial plan service. Affordable, okay? Because people charge thousands and hundreds of dollars. I'm going to charge $50. But the first week that I'm doing it, it's going to be $25, because that's going to be, I don't know, like a demo week, if you will. And basically, I'm going to have a sheet. People are going to fill it out, and it's telling me your income, how frequent, if it's consistent, the income, how big is the household, how much debt, how much savings, what your goals are. And then I create a plan for you. So that is, I want the Paper by Mo financial plan service up and running. Okay, now let's go to my husband. So my husband is studying for a certification himself. He's fine with me sharing his certification. He is studying for his PMP. So that's what he wants to do. He wants to continue studying for his PMP. Study for PMP. And then number 2, my husband said that he wants us to have a 2026 family meeting. So basically how we're going to approach 2026. What are our goals financially, house-wise, because that's a big topic for us. Paying off debt. What is it that we want to do as a family? My husband and myself, is just 2 of us for now, for 2026. So he wants a 2026 family meeting. So those are his goals. Okay, and now we are going to go and move along with our, I guess, regular monthly budget. Okay, now, like I said before, my husband and I traditionally do a zero-based budget. November. So if you're like, girl, what does that mean? That just means that every dollar has a job. We put every dollar to something. So that means once we get our numbers coming in, by the end of the budget, we should have $0 in our regular checking. That doesn't mean we have $0. It just means that every dollar is accounted for. Every dollar has to do something. Okay. So we're going to go with starting. Again, this is going to be our normal budget. So I'm going to say normal in parentheses. So starting off with $0, meaning every dollar in our account is already accounted for. Now let's do O's full time. And then let's do Mo's full time. Now this is normal. So let's get our handy dandy calculator out. My husband usually gets paid around $1,700, sometimes a little less, sometimes a little more. So we're gonna do that. We're getting 2 paychecks for the month of November. So we're gonna times that by 2. He's gonna bring in $3,400. Okay, $3,400. Now, I traditionally get paid $3,000 per check times 2. That's gonna be $6,000. It's a little over $3,000, but we'll call it what it is. Now, so we do 6,000. We don't do the calculator. 6,000 plus 3,400. That means that we're gonna bring in $9,400. Could be a little less. Could be a little more. I always just put mine at 3,000 even because it's like 3,050, 3,070, something like that. And my husband, I'm on salary. My husband's on hourly, so he might work more hours. Okay, and then. Or sometimes he might work less hours. I don't know. He's a manager, whatever he's doing. And, you know, you never know what happens. And it works best for us, for my husband to be on hourly because sometimes he puts in way more hours than regular. But I keep telling him, like, if he was on salary, life will be a little different. So we are grateful for his job. We're grateful for our job, but really grateful for his job at times like this. Okay. So let's go and talk about our fixed expenses. So our fixed expenses are just our bills that regularly come out. So this being for us, our rent, water, sewage, our internet, our phone bill. Now this phone bill is my mom, my husband, and myself. Then we have some subscriptions, not a lot. We did cancel our Hulu subscription because it was a 99-cent subscription that happens on Black Fridays. I was gonna say on Fridays is crazy. It's a deal that happens on Black Fridays. They decided to go from 99 cents to like $11.99, and so we were just like, let's just cancel it. I do like Hulu, but not that much, y'all. Not that much. Okay, so our electricity, and then we have our life insurance, and then what else? I think that's it. Okay, so when it comes to our rent, right now where we currently stay, it is $1,545. Now water and sewage, we round up a little bit. We give it $105. Now our internet is consistently $50. Phone is $180. Again, that's my phone, my mom's phone, my husband's phone. And that's my mom's plan. And then subscriptions are $21. We were $22. We took off that 99 cent. Now we're at $21. I know, it's the little things. Okay, so my student loan bill is $197. My husband's student loan bill is $250. It's insane because I owe way more than he does, but here we are. Now, traditionally we give this, but because I'm currently not getting paid, we haven't been paying down our student loans, and we don't actually owe the monthly fee because every time we put a little bit of money towards it, it goes towards our next month bill. So we're paid up until like May of 2026. Granted, interest accrues, so that sucks. So car insurance was $185.85. Our gym membership is $70. We're just going to assume electricity is $200. I have been turning off the air and opening up the windows. It is cold enough in the DMV to live that life, okay? And then our life insurance is $108.04. Are we getting out of ink here? Because come on. And that is for my husband's and my life insurance. So let's get our numbers together. We got $1,545 plus $105 plus $50 plus $180 plus 21 plus 197, 250, 185.85, 70, 200, 108.04. So we have $2,911.89. Okay, just making sure on the side that this is correct. $2,111.89, which sucks because we always try to keep our expenses low, but I feel like the numbers just get higher and higher and higher. But it is what it is. We gotta live. There are some things we probably could take off. We could take off like gym, but our apartment doesn't have a gym, so like I said, for me, I'm using it for mental health. My husband's student loan now has a bill. It used to not have a bill. Car insurance is going up for no reason because Geico's playing with me because we don't speed and all the things, and we use the app and it's still going up. Like, I don't know. So we're going to take $2,911.89. We're going to subtract $9,400. It's backwards, but I promise you it's not negative. So the remaining balance here is $6,488.11, which I'm grateful for, my husband's grateful for, we're grateful for. Let's go down to our variable expenses. These are things that are supposed to change, but honestly, these days, they don't really change. So we have our food, gas for my husband's car, gas for my car, and then we do fun. And so fun usually is like for my husband getting his hair cut. For me, it's like going to get me some coffee. I'm just gonna be honest. Getting coffee, I don't really get my nails done anymore. I've been doing my own toes. It's look a little rough, but there's that. Maybe hanging out with some people, maybe getting lunch sometime, one or two times at work. Things like that. Okay, so when it comes to food, we like $250 a paycheck, so that means it's gonna be $500. When it comes to gas, we like $35 a paycheck, so that's $70 for him and then $70 for me. Our cars are small and they don't take a lot. And then for fun, we do $50 a paycheck every 2 weeks, so that's $100 for the month. So we have a total, it should be 5, 6, 7 plus 140, that's $840. And then that should be $840. Let me just make sure my numbers are right. Let me think. 500 plus 100, 6 plus 100, 7, and then plus 140, $840. Okay. Now we're gonna take $6,488.11, and we're gonna subtract $840. So now we have $5,648. $5,648.11. I feel like my pen is getting a little low. That's okay. I need to go to work and get some more pens. Hey, might not get paid, but I'm getting some pens, y'all. Okay, so we're gonna take that from variables. Then we're gonna go ahead and go to our savings section. So if you don't know, we are saving for a home. The goal for 2025 is to have $50,000 saved. If life moves according to plan, we'll be right on plan, but here we are. Okay, so when it comes to savings, so house, which is what we're trying to save for, that's $1,000 every time we get paid. So this would be $2,000. Let me see if I have another pen. Okay, so I don't have another one of these, but I do have other pens. So let's see if this works. If not, we'll be moving to another pen. Okay, so the house is $2,000. Like I said, $1,000 per paycheck. So my husband and I did create a cash family fund. Look, just tapping the pen makes it write a little better. Okay, so we created a CF fund, which is a cash family fund. You're thinking, what the heck is that? So, like I told you guys before, my husband has an emergency fund. I have an emergency fund. However, what we don't have is like outside of emergencies, what if we want to expand our family? Whether that be a kid, like a actual kid, whether that be a fur baby, anything like that. This is a cash family fund, and we just decided to do it in cash just because, I don't know, we like cash. Now, another thing is our IRAs, my husband's IRA, and then my IRA. We were saying we're gonna do $500. We do want to get back to giving a little bit more when it comes to IRAs. We've been slipping on our pimping. Yeah, this pen is, they said, girl, we're about done. So then we also have our sinking funds. Holiday season's coming up. Maybe we'll travel for the holidays, for Christmas. Maybe we won't, but I'm sure we'll end up sending gifts to far, far away land, you know? So here we are. Okay, so we have $2,000 500 and 500, that's 3,000. 500 and 500, that is 4,000. So we're going to have $4,000 for our savings. Oh, we take 4,000 away from $5,648.11. So now we're going to have $1,648.11. Okay, yep, I've had enough. And this barely looks like it has ink anyway. And then we're going to take this and we're going to move over to debt. Now, the $1,600, again, my student loan debt is larger than my husband's student loan debt. So what we decided to do was give mine the $1,000 and give my husband $648.11. Now, the reason being is not only is it bigger, my student loan debt balance, but the interest accruing, for the month of October, it accrued $300 a month in interest. So we got to work on that, guys. So this is where we are now. When it comes to these numbers, we like to do cash. Again, this is our regular November budget. We like to do cash. It just moves better for us to do our food in cash and to do our fun money in cash. And then obviously we have a cash family fund. So that's where we are when it comes to the normal budget. We are going to do this not so normal budget. I don't even know what I should call it. Do I call it a furloughed budget? Do I call it, y'all, I do not know. Okay, let's see. So we're gonna put November. All right. And we're gonna say abnormal. I don't know, y'all. Abnormal. Okay. Now we're gonna do the same per usual, starting off with $0 because we did zero-based budget prior to, so that's what we're gonna account. And then we're gonna say O's full-time, and then we're gonna say Mo's full-time. Oh, that was so ugly. So for my full-time, we're gonna put $0 because we're saying, girl, you're not bringing in any money. And then for my husband's full-time, we're gonna put it down at $3,400. Now we're gonna do the bills the same except for our student loans. So let me write that out. Okay, so we have all the numbers written out. They're exactly the same except these two goose eggs right here. For my loan, M is for Mo's loan and O's loan. And again, like I said, we have been paying, like giving extra payments like these right here, right? We would give extra payments every month and we would allow it to count as that next month's payment, right? Just because you never know when you're going to be in a situation like where we are right now. And so worst case scenario, we just won't pay these people, okay? Because I'm gonna be real, when things like this is happening, we're not looking to pay down student loans. That's not our first priority. You got to work on your bare bones, and that's what I put in the blog. So 1545 plus 105, 50 plus 180. I promise that's a 180. That's the phone bill. 21. Okay, so 0 and 0. That looks like a big 8. And just put like a 0 there, 0 there, and then plus 185, 85. Then we're gonna have $70. Then we're gonna have $200, and then we're gonna do 108.04. $2,464.89. Look at that difference. That's a big difference, and it matters. Okay, it matters. So we're going to do 2,464.89. Is that right? 2,464.89. It is right. Okay, so we're going to take that number and we're going to subtract 3,400. So we have $935.11 left over, which we are what? Grateful for. This would have been $500, about $500 more. Kind of, sort of. So that means that we would have had $500 left remaining, which is why nobody's worried about the student loans if we have this situation that happens. Let me put the total here. 3,400. Now we got to go to our variable expenses because remember, we still got to eat. Still got to eat. I still have to drive to work. My husband still has to drive to work. So we have food, gas, mo gas. I feel like that could be a song, okay? Fun, and then mo fun. Let's get into the numbers. So when it comes to food, this is monthly, so we're still gonna give it $500. When it comes to my husband's gas, we're still giving it $70, and then $70. And when it comes to fun, girl, what fun? Okay, not right now. Okay, just not right now. I mean, we can have fun, but we can go walk in the park, go read a book. I have a lot of books, actually. We can go play Uno because we have Uno. We're just gonna have to do more affordable, fun things, you know? So that is 500 plus, I don't know why I'm doing this because it's 640, right? 500 plus 70 and 70 is 640. So let's do 640. We're gonna take that, we're gonna subtract 935.11. That's gonna be 295. Now, this is where my husband and I went back and forth. We're like, okay, so what do we want to do? What do we want to do with the 295? And I'm like, ooh, good question. I don't know. So let's go over to our savings, and we kind of just figuring it out, basically. Like, ooh, do we want to put it towards debt? That's my husband asking me, and I'm just like, man, F that debt. F them student loans. If this is happening, I'm not putting it, not right now at least, you know, until we get a game plan. If this, like, let's say, God forbid, this were to continue to happen and my husband's the only one bringing any money, then we need to game plan, because we would put money towards our student loan debt, but it wouldn't be all the money. He was asking if it would be all the 295, and I'm like, dude, no. And I feel like we got a little bit of reprieve, a little break, being that our student loan balance bill is actually not due until sometime in 2026. So we basically put this all towards savings. What we did was we did our cash family fund, okay, and we gave that $200. Remember, it's only $295.11. And then what we did was what is it called? So our bills go to our bills checking account. It doesn't stay in our checking account that we bring the money in. So we basically said, hey, that $95.11 would help us to be a month ahead. Because the reason why we didn't really struggle in October is because we kind of already were a month ahead of our bills. We were already covered for November. This is for December. So we were saying, hey, let's do 1 month ahead, up ahead. It should have said month ahead. Who cares? So we were just going to put that $95.11, build that up again, slowly but surely. That would be the goal. So 295.11, and then remaining would be 0. Same thing would apply. We like our food and cash. It just helps us make sure we're on budget. No fun. So if you $0 is $0. Now, granted, we are going to go over this and start rolling. It's 2022, right? But we're going to roll our coins. So maybe this could be fun money, possibly, depending on what happens. And then cash family fund, we are still doing that in cash. So these are our 2 budgets, okay? One is normal, one is abnormal, but it's good to be in situations like this to see if we are prepared in life. I always say before this even happened that I want to see if one person can pay for all the bills, and my husband can. His check can and will, thank you God. But when it comes to extra student loan, like when it comes to just paying back our student loans, but it'll be a little tighter, right? Because that's $250 and $200. So now we're at about extra. Our bills are going to be up $450, which makes a huge difference. Huge difference. So we have our normal budget, which I pray goes back to normal in November, but you don't know, I don't know, we don't know these days. So we have our monthly goals, which get paid, girl. Let's get paid. And I'm super duper excited for this 2026 family meeting because I like to plan. That's my thing. That's my jam. I don't know if you guys noticed. So planning out our 2026, our goals. Are we going to do 2026 bingo? What happened to the bingo for 2025? Like, was it a fail because there's only 3 things? Because I feel like even just 3 things is really good, right? There's been years where I probably haven't reached any goal, right? So I'm excited. I'm also excited for this Paper by Mo financial planning service. I want to have it up and running November. So November is some good goals. My husband's still studying for his certification. I will start studying for my new cert. I'm definitely going to be closing out that October budget sooner than later. It's going to be a little easier because, you know, the money was funny. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you like, comment, and subscribe. And make sure you say what you're going through, if you're going through the same thing, what, you know, people give me unsolicited advice all the time, but I'm asking for it. Give me advice. Maybe I'll take it, maybe I won't, but that's what it is to be a part of this community. And I appreciate you guys for tuning in, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.